Hello, welcome to the Amherst Regional High School's first celebration of John and Abigail Adams Scholars. I'm just hoping to have a little bright light in our quarantine moment. I'm going to hand the mic, so to speak, the virtual mic over to our principal, Talib Sadiq, just to welcome you.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all in good health and spirits and warm and cozy on this snowy day before our holiday break begins. Hope you're all looking forward to the break as much as I am. Nice change of pace. Just wanted to welcome everybody and express my gratitude to all the students and their families for giving us a reason to celebrate today. It's good to have joy in everything we can do. And one of the things that brings me the most joy is celebrating our students' accomplishments. So I thank you, and I know you'll go on to bigger and better things, and I hope in all you do that you find joy and happiness. Thank you. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sadiq. I appreciate it. So I want to just take a quick moment just to go over the program. I'm learning my technology here with this awesome application. So I don't think you're going to lose me, but I am going to share the screen just to let you know what we're going to do today. Let's see if I can make that happen. All right. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so for today we have, let's see, let's make sure I have this right. Yeah, okay. So Principal Sadiq said hello, and we have introductions from me. I'm going to introduce our speakers, and then what I'm going to do is open it up to questions, which you'll be able to place in the chat box, so that we can answer your questions that you have for our speakers about the John and Abigail Adams Award and the benefits that it provides. So first, the introductions, if I can find them. Okay, here we go. All right, this is easy. All right, so Mike Drish is the director of first year admissions at UMass Amherst. That would be you awardees next year. He's one of that's one of 4 undergraduate campuses in the UMass system. He leads a very successful and talented admissions office. Some of you may have been in contact with them. And Mike has over 18 years of experience in admissions at leading public and private universities across the country. He's married and has 3 children under 7 years old who are probably covered in snow. Laura Jepson is a UMass Amherst graduate for both her bachelor's degree, sport management, which is pretty cool, and master's degree in higher education. She actually used the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship when she attended for her bachelor's degree. Currently, she's an assistant director of financial aid services, and she has been in financial aid for almost 17 years now. For her entire financial aid career, Laura has overseen the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship Program for the UMass Amherst office. So we have a pro right in our midst. And lastly, and not leastly, we have Harold Santiago. Harold Santiago is the bilingual admissions counselor for Holyoke Community College, and like Talib Sadiq, an alum from the class of 1990. Mr. Sadiq is class of 1988, but an alum from Amherst High School, which is awesome. He lives and works in the city of Holyoke, Mass, with his beautiful wife, Mariela Santiago, and their 3 boys, also covered in snow, Raphael, Harold Jr., and Gabrielle. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove myself, and we're gonna have Mike speak first. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Let's see, there's a way to make that happen. There we go.
Did this work? Great, everyone can see me. I have to say, I'm gonna take Harold's line from him because I didn't put that I have a beautiful wife, and I really like that. So I need to earn some points. But hello, everyone. These are always, virtual events are always so tough because we don't get to see one another. But so excited to be here this afternoon to join you on behalf of the University of Massachusetts system and really all of the 4-year public universities across the Commonwealth. Congratulations on qualifying for the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. As you heard, my name's Mike Drish, and as the Director of First Year Admissions, I am based at UMass Amherst, right here in Amherst, Mass. All of us are so proud to have UMass here in Western Mass. And that said, though, you're in a location, and I'm sure many of you know that there are a lot of options in front of you. You're going to be admitted to a number of colleges and universities. We live in a state and in a region with a lot of choice when it comes to college and university. And so there can be a natural desire to look afar for a college or university setting that you will call home. And I can actually relate to that. I was the first in my family to go to college. I didn't grow up in Western Mass. I grew up in rural Western Illinois. And my college search started with looking a pretty big distance from home and at places that were very different than my large public high school setting. But as I started to compare different college and university settings, I kept coming back to some things that ultimately drew me to stay close to home and attend my state flagship institution. A few of those elements are hallmarks of any public university system, especially UMass. And those include diverse students who reflect a rich array of backgrounds, an incredible education, and an amazing price that would ultimately prepare me for the real world. The chance to be a part of a place where I could not only gain knowledge and perspective, but myself contribute and make a difference and give back. And finally, and I think one of the most important reasons is the size and scope of the network. Hundreds of thousands of living alumni that are connected to that place. Everyone knows a name like UMass or whatever other public flagship institution you're looking at. You never have to explain where you went to college. So you are very fortunate, all of you that are here today, to live in a state with so many public universities that provide a wide range of educational settings and experiences, and at a value that's hard for any university outside of Massachusetts or even a private university to match. If you have had a chance to, I would highly recommend continue to explore the options across the state. Every UMass campus is in a very different location. Every state university in Massachusetts is in a very different location. And that alone makes for a different campus culture and a different campus setting that contributes to what makes that place special or may appeal to you. I, of course, am biased toward the UMass system. It is the only public research university system in Massachusetts. If you aren't aware, we're home to 4 undergraduate campuses, the Amherst campus, and then Boston, Dartmouth, and Lowell. And there's the medical school in Worcester. Over 75,000 students from all backgrounds are enrolled in the UMass system, and the faculty who are there teaching you include Nobel laureates, Pulitzer Prize winners, and members of the national academies. Many of you living in Amherst may be familiar with some of those faculty who teach at our UMass campus right here. And as I mentioned, one of the biggest benefits of a public university, but especially UMass, is that network. We have over 500,000 alumni across the globe. And so those 4 years at UMass Amherst or another UMass campus can lead to such happiness and success if you want to stay in Massachusetts. Or the nice thing is it opens doors in the 49 other states and hundreds of countries worldwide. So in closing, one thing that most of you know because you live in Amherst is our tagline is "Be Revolutionary." I love, anytime I was a history major, so I love the acknowledgement of John and Abigail Adams. They were revolutionaries. Massachusetts itself is a revolutionary place. It's an innovative place. We challenge the status quo. We drive progress forward here at UMass and across Massachusetts, and all of our public universities embody that. So I hope that your path to college will ultimately lead you to a public university system, either here in Massachusetts or elsewhere. But ultimately, congratulations again on this recognition. You've earned it. I wish you the best. And Ezra, I hope that you go into this winter break and find some joy this holiday season as we all continue to find find our way through these times. But so thrilled to be here. And just add some congratulations and answer any questions. So thank you.
I'm not hearing anything.
That's I'm pretty sure the epitaph on my gravestone is going to say "You're muted" because it happens all day long. I'm really sorry. But here's Laura Jepson. I'm going to stop talking and hand you Laura.
I hope my sound is working. I've actually never used this platform before. Hopefully this goes okay. But I just wanted to say hi to everyone, and thank you so much for having me, and to all of you on receipt the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship Award. Teacher mentioned not 17 years, but 7 years. I'm not quite that old yet. I hope financially 17 years and a lot longer. I'm here to discuss today how the John Adams Scholarship it means in terms of your financial aid award. And there's so many financial aid terms you're going to hear when you're applying for schools and next or throughout your college career. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page in that a scholarship is money you do not have to pay back. We call it gift aid, you call it free money, but it is money you do not have to pay back versus a loan that you have to pay back with interest. So please remember that when taking a loan. There is interest and you do pay back on. That is not free money. All the information I'm going to go over should be included with your award letter, but I just wanted to reiterate some points. The John and Abigail Adams Scholarship is available to use at any Massachusetts institution. That's any UMass within the UMass system, any state university, and any community college within Massachusetts. And you're eligible to receive the award for up to 8 semesters. So as far as amounts go, I can speak to UMass Amherst. It's $1,714 a year. So over the 4 years, that's over $6,800 that you've just been awarded with your scholarship. So that's really exciting for you. UMass Amherst and UMass Boston are about the same amount right now at $1,714. UMass Lowell and UMass Dartmouth come in at around $1,400 a year for the award. The state universities are between $900 and $1,000 per year, and the community college average around $750 for the award. So that's just a great chunk of money that you've received. I'm so excited for you. I love this program. So in terms of the award and what it means for tuition, I can only speak to you first. So that's the example I'm going to give you. This fall or next summer, I should say, you're going to receive a bill, and it's going to be a large, not large, tuition bill that covers your tuition and fees. So you'll have one lump sum labeled in that covers tuition and mandatory fees committed to one. That's your curriculum fee, service fee, and your mandatory health insurance. So you'll receive that bill, and once the John Abigail Adams is received, it'll be a deduction $1,714. So you'll have your tuition minus the $1,714, and that will be the total of the bill. And one thing briefly I just wanted to talk about as well, as you receive this award, you do have some responsibilities on your end to receive the award that are very important, and I just wanted to make sure we covered. You need to submit your letter to the affiliate office wherever you decide to attend. Unfortunately, we don't know you've received it. I mean, that you're going to get and say and awarded. Other thing you need to do every year is file the free application for federal student aid, which is your FAFSA. That's financial aid you will hear about. Hopefully many have already submitted your FAFSA, but you will submit it every year to receive the award, whether you plan to receive additional financial aid or not. And then the third thing that's required of the scholarship is that you attain a 3.0 cumulative GPA. So those are the big 3 that are important, which once again will be mentioned in the official award letter you receive. So you don't have to memorize this or write any of this down. I just wanted to say also, please reach out to our financial aid office at UMass Amherst or any other financial office, whatever institution you attend. Number one is to help you in the financial aid process easier for you. I know it seems overwhelming, but our job is to make it easy. So please reach out to us And I just want to wish you all the best of luck, especially during these crazy times. And thank you so much for having me. I'm here for any questions you have.
Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate it. I think we're learning to sort of deal with intermittent and realities around internet connectivity. So I actually put your points, the main points, in your chat, but it's true. There, you want to hang on to the letter. And here's the deal about the letter: even if you lose it, we actually made copies of it. So I don't want to encourage you to lose your letters. I know they were in the mail, but if you end up stuck, we have a copy for you just in case, like you get to August and it's in the pile of things in the basement. So next I want to add Harold Santiago's voice to our conversation and hear what he has to say. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Deidre, and for allowing me the opportunity to address this year's Abigail Adams Scholars. As a proud Amherst alum of the class of 1990, I want to congratulate all of you on your accomplishments. After this year, 2020, 2021, I'm certain that this class of graduates will be experts in the field of online learning. We spend so much time every day in front of the computer that I'm sure whatever method you choose to take when you go to college, whether it is online or if we continue to be online, you guys will be experts in that field. More importantly, we want you to be prepared for whatever college throws at you. And this year, I believe, in year and a half that you've gone through, has prepared you for your future. Remember that college is a marathon and not a sprint. There's going to be some bumps in the roads. There's going to be some curves. But just remember to take a breath, slow down. Make sure you take a moment to thank all your parents, your family members, your teachers, your guidance counselors, and more importantly, give yourself a congratulations, pat yourselves on the backs for completing this accomplishment, and congratulate yourselves. Again, I am the admissions rep for Holyoke Community College. I am your onboarding plane to HCC or counselor for whatever reason you need, whether it's checking in on your financial aid if you're going to HCC, whether you need assistance in connecting for the placement test or scheduling your classes. Not only am I the admissions rep, but I'm also your advisor moving forward if you choose to come to HCC. I am going to put my contact information in the chat for those of you who would like to reach out. And again, I just want to congratulate you all on this accomplishment, and good luck in your future endeavors. Did I lose everybody? Oh, here we are.
We go way back, so it's kind of fun to sort of, Harold and I worked together in Springfield, and then he showed up in the office in Amherst, and I realized like that he had come from the wonderful institution that is Amherst Regional High School. So I feel like I filled in some blanks about why he was such an awesome guy. I do want to just briefly congratulate you on the John and Abigail Adams Award. I also want to sort of give a little caveat. You are getting an award for your 10th grade knowledge. And that is amazing. It's like retroactive award. And I do want to say, I'm hoping that you have grown in the last 2 years. And I also want to acknowledge the fact that this is a standardized test score, and there's more to you than your score. And I just want to really iterate that. There are 63 awardees for the high school. There are 262 members of the senior class. And so those of your colleagues that aren't here also have like wonderful talents. And so I just hope that sort of in your head that you are aware of the beauty of a heterogeneous school community, and that you're able to sort of see that there's a range of talents and abilities, and that you have the ability to collaborate with people who have all kinds of skills and abilities, as you now in high school and when you head off to college or to whatever you're doing, as I say, in your life after ARHS. And so really quickly, I want to just read you a little poem that I don't know, it just sort of conveys my thinking around that. And it's quick, I promise. It's called To Be of Use. The people that I love the best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shadows, and swim off with sure strokes, almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element. The black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire must be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust, but the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amorphous for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. So that's a poem, To Be of Use, by Marge Percy. It was actually written in the year that I graduated from high school, and I'll just say 1982. I just hope for you that you find ways to be of use, that you find ways to best be as use as you continue to move toward your life after ARHS. That's my wish for you. All right, I'm going to put all of us on this up on the screen and answer any questions that people might have for us. And so you can write your questions in the chat. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's not letting me. I guess you guys can unmute yourselves, maybe. It's not letting me unmute you.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, great. All right, great. So I'll if you write your questions, those of you that are attending, your questions, we will answer them.
Whew. This is definitely different than Zoom.
Yeah, I know. There's a learning curve.
Do you see the participants?
No, I can't see.
Oh.
I thought you had a list of everybody.
Yeah. It is definitely different. It does allow you to have a recording, which Zoom probably does too.
Yeah, I can't figure that out though.
Yeah.
But no, Harold, you're right. It's funny how you get used to one platform, and so when you're thrown into another one, it's like, okay, this is where that is, and and yeah, I was wondering those things too.
I was like, where's the chat? It's right in front of me.
So any questions from awardees, their parents? Let's see. All right. Someone's saying they don't have a question. Oh, okay. Let's see. Here comes one. Could I please give a brief history and the purpose of this scholarship? Who funds it? Who awards it? Laura, you win the prize. Whoops, is Laura? Laura,
oh boy.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm still here.
Okay.
So you briefly touched on it. Is the history behind it is, I can't tell you specifically, but it is acknowledge people do well on their MCAS awards. I can tell you it's the Massachusetts Office of Financial Assistance who awards the students. You'll receive your letter though from the Mass Department of Higher Education, and it's been around for quite a long time. I mean, I've used it over like 8-10 years.
Whoops, we lost you. I think we lost you a little bit, Laura. I don't know, Mike, if you can add in. I think Laura froze.
Yeah, I will admit, just being a little newer to UMass and Massachusetts, I'm not fully versed on the history or the purpose of the history of the scholarship. I would say, again, like most scholarship awards, and if Harold, you have anything to add here, a lot of it is that, you know, every little bit to help kind of curb the cost. And I think that this is one of those things to acknowledge something that you've all done, to say, here's a slight reduction on top of some other ways to reduce that cost. And again, so it never hurts to kind of tie it in. The states love tying it into history. And so everyone knows John and Abigail Adams. And so I think that what they embody, what they contributed is part of that. But I would say, yeah, it's just, you know, that acknowledgement from the public universities in the state, that kind of collaborating with the state itself to help curb that cost and acknowledge your success and your accomplishment, and say, not only is it nice to acknowledge it, but give you a little bit of a reduction in the cost of a public education in college. So that's a little bit of what I know based on my limited time. So I wish I knew more.
From my experience, again, I learned about it through my niece who graduated Amherst High School with the Abigail Adams Scholar going on 9 years ago now. And from my point of view, I thought it was always an award that was given to those who excelled in obviously the MCAS. And Abigail Adams and John decided that would be a nice way to reward those high achieving students that did well in 10th grade. So other than that, that's, you know, at HCC, we award you $720 versus 30 credits at HCC. And again, every little bit helps.
All right, here's our next question. Could you do a gap year and hold on to the award?
Absolutely. And the scholarship semester, it's not consecutive semester. You just need to get within 6 years of graduating high school. So you can take a couple of gap years if you want to, but it's available to take a gap.
All right, cool. And then here's another question. If we are going to an out-of-state college, are there any opportunities to receive some of this money? And if not, are there other resources I would say through the Department of Education that we can take advantage of? So this is specific.
This is not a transfer over state loans. There are some other programs you should check on the Massachusetts Financial Aid website that are able to transfer to different institutions. Fortunately, the Abigail Adams Scholarship stayed in the Massachusetts public institutions.
Yeah.
It was more of an encouragement too to stay within the state system too, to keep our students within the state system. It's kind of an incentive too.
Here, I'm going to put a link to the main page for all the different scholarship that from the Mass Department of Education. Let's see.
My favorite website.
Yeah, I bet it is. I like it too. I really do. It does have the tuitions. It combines the tuitions. So it's hard to sort of tease out what the actual tuition is. But that's a great conversation to have within a financial aid office. It's just to be clear. So Connor has a question. You gave different amounts for money for the different UMass institutions. What is the scholarship amount for the Maritime Academy? So
I actually just pulled this up on a great website that I hope is being linked to. But the Massachusetts Maritime Academy, I can't, this is the year award, but it was $1,554 a year.
Okay, yeah, and it's all connected to what the overall tuition is as well.
Yes.
Awesome questions. Thanks for participating, awardees. Any other questions from people or things, presenters that maybe we missed out on, missed saying that you wish you said, or otherwise I'm gonna let people go play in the snow. Now that my back, you guys know I was on my back for 11 weeks. I'm so excited. I did promise I wouldn't shovel, which was not hard to do. I will not shovel ever again in my life. But I think
The worst way to go back. Nice walk in the snow.
Yeah. Sledding's probably risky too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I do want to thank our presenters for joining us today. The names of the recipients. Yes, I do have it. It's mostly because I'm afraid of this platform. Hang on one sec. I will share my screen with you. Great question. You called me on it. You're keeping me honest.
Was that Mike?
It was one. Sometimes I need it. So here are the 63 awardees here. And you should have gotten a letter in the mail that had the letter and the institutions that it applies to. And so congratulations to all of you. Thanks for taking time out of your day. The sun is setting. We're closing in on the shortest day of the year. So that can only mean it's about to get cold out there, but it looks really beautiful. And so congratulations to all of you, and thank you. Make it larger, please. That's not going to happen. I'll just be honest with you. I know your darlings are there, but you're all awesome. Just know in your heart you're awesome, even if you can't see your name. All right. Have an awesome afternoon, everyone. Thanks again to our presenters, and congratulations to those of you that are here and did receive the award. And there's more scholarship search to come. So keep an eye on those emails that I send, because I'm just going to keep sending them to you. Thanks again, and have a great afternoon.
Deidre.
Yes.
I want to talk to you.
Okay. All right.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, everyone.
You guys. Good luck,
Have
everyone.
Happy holidays.
Same.
Bye. Nice meeting everyone.
Bye-bye. Let's see. I don't see how I do this. If I end the broadcast.